Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Morning Quest. We have taken some weeks off for the holidays for this show, but I'm happy to say that we're back. We're back, ready to talk some games early in the morning. Get Fridays started off on the right foot. And speaking of starting off on the right foot, we've already got a hype train over on Twitch, thanks to the likes of Lands the Master, one of the best mods in the game, and SL White. Thank you both very much. Some honorary sages, honestly, getting us started here in the morning. So look, today's episode is going to be primarily about the Nintendo Switch 2. We're going to go ahead, we're going to watch the trailer, break it down, talk about the good and the bad. There are things about the Nintendo Switch 2 that really excite me. There are things that relatively concern me. I've got a lot of thoughts. Don't worry, you guys know I will not shy from sharing them. That said, just some updates. So as you guys know, the podcast is on ice. For the most part, the channel is on ice. Not trying to do any Landy Lodge podcasts or new videos until the rebrand is finished, which it almost is. We are narrowing down the logo, and once the logo's narrowed down, we'll be able to do a full relaunch. I've got a lot of Kingdom Hearts podcasts ready. We've got some FF7 First Soldier to catch up on. So there's a lot of stuff cooking, but I'm being a bit of a perfectionist with this graphic designer here at the end. But you know what? I'm letting myself ride it out. Anyway, look, let's get into it. Carmilla, what's going on? Let's get into this. So, by the way, tonight we're going to stream some Marvel Rivals. Morning Quest and gaming streams are going to continue while the rebrand is going on. But I'm hoping that I'm certain that by this time next week, the rebrand will be ready. I was hoping it could be ready this weekend, but got to delay it a week so everything can come out perfect. All right, enough of my yapping. Let's just get into this, guys. Let's just get into this. You let me know how the volumes are. We're going to watch the trailer back. I'm going to take chat off the screen for the trailer. I'll bring you guys right back once we're in discussion mode. Let's let this roll. I want to point out some of my favorite things. And yeah, look, there's a lot to discuss. I think first and foremost, let's run this trailer, break it down, and get yapping. All right. Here we go. And by the way, yes, I have seen this before, so this is not going to be some kind of like live reaction. But let's let it roll. What up, Scott? Yo, Scott, ladies and gentlemen, hold the phone. Scott Cast over on Twitter, or X, as they call it now, watching us. Let me tell you guys, Scott Cast over on Twitter right now is the longest tenured Sage of the Lodge. Okay? Put some respect on Scott's name. The longest tenured Sage of the Lodge tuning in over on the Twitter side of things. Hello, my friend. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. But let's talk. So again, everything they're showing you right off the bat was pretty run-of-the-mill, getting the same charging port, same sort of buttons on the top of the Switch. This was the first thing to make me really happy. Right there. That, I cannot tell you how much of an improvement that is. The freaking stand on my Switch broke, like, within the first, 3 months. It never felt very sturdy. You could put it right, but you weren't able to customize the angle of it. With this, you can tilt it however up or down you need. I think it looks a lot more sturdy. We'll know when we get our hands on it, but just from the way it's built alone, it appears to be a lot more sturdy than the previous stand. And again, one thing I'm noticing is I feel like this is so much more of an upgrade as a handheld rather than a home console, but let's keep it going. Also, the sleekness and the subtlety of the colors, much better design choice, in my opinion. I'm glad they kept the original Switch color scheme going, but I much prefer the subtlety. And that too, don't underestimate that. Those buttons look a lot more clickable, for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? They don't look as flat as the current Joy-Con. Something else too, and let's go back, right? Something else I can appreciate. So I've got a feeling, guys, this part that they put under the joystick, I've got a feeling that's there to prevent Joy-Con drift. I've just got a feeling. That'll make me very happy. Personally, Joy-Con drift, in my opinion, worst part of the Nintendo Switch console. If they found a way to remedy that and keep the Joy-Cons in play, I'm about it. Because let me tell you something. The first 3 months I had a Switch and I played Breath of the Wild on those Joy-Cons, I loved the Joy-Cons as a controller. But when I noticed that every pair of Joy-Cons I bought eventually drifted, that's it. I'm only going to use the Pro Controller. I've got a feeling that part under the joystick might help to prevent Joy-Con drift. They even show that, right? They even show you how it makes it more durable. Now, this is the thing everyone's talking about. Let's draw it back a little bit again. 1 second. That you're going to be able to use your Joy-Con like a mouse. Here, 1 second. That you're essentially going to be able to, maybe when you're browsing the eShop or something, you'll be able to use this as a mouse, right? Left click, right click, like it was already there. This must be one of the things they sort of stumbled onto. I think this is going to be a tremendous help. And when it comes to porting games to the Switch that require a little bit of that navigation, it's going to make it much more seamless. All right, let's keep this going. And the mouse feature, I think that's great. I really do. Okay, magnets. I like magnets. Who doesn't like magnets? The Nintendo Switch 2. The Nintendo Switch 2. And let's take that back 5 seconds again. Here, let me get myself off screen just for a moment. I know you guys will miss me. Let me get myself off screen just for a moment. Looks like this is a very new button here. Right? We have this guy, which we've had. We've had this guy, which we had. Screenshot, home. This is something new. I was hoping we might get an explanation on it, but I suppose that'll just have to wait. All right, let's get me back on here. Where did I go? There we go. 1 and 2. Okay. Again, looks good. Let's pause. So, I will say it looks brighter. When I look at it, it seems like the colors are brighter. How well that translates onto your television, I don't know. But I can say it looks to me, at least what they're showing here, right? We won't know till you actually have one in your hands. But it looks like the lights coming out of the screen are going to be a little bit more bright, a little bit more crisp. It doesn't look like the largest leap in graphics, but again, at the same time, this is Mario Kart. It's not going to be a showcase of the console's graphical capabilities, right? They're more just giving you a tease of what's to come. So I don't think people should look. I saw some people trying to dissect the graphics on this compared to the previous Mario Kart. I don't even think it's worth going down that road because Mario Kart, no matter what, will not be an example of the graphical capability of this console. So I would advise people not to put too much stock into the visual fidelity of what we see here. The dock is better too. I like this sort of circular, for lack of a better term, as opposed to the box. I think that circular angle, the circular corner is a lot better. A lot better. It looks good, man. It looks sleek. That's really what I think is impressive about it, is it's just sleek. You know, the old Switch, it looks like, here, 1 second, I have my Switch. It's like, look, I love my Switch. I do. One of my favorite consoles ever. you know, but just based on the color scheme and stuff, it kind of looks like a Fisher Price toy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, this looks sleek, man. This looks sleek. Here, I'll prop that up right there. So design-wise, I think rounding the corners, the subtlety of the colors, sticking to that sort of sleek black, great design choices. Okay, we got like 20 seconds left. 2020, probably holiday 25, by the way, guys. Now this is the cool stuff. This is the stuff that makes me happy. Oh boy, we're really starting hot this morning. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games as well as Nintendo Switch games. Now let's pull this up. This is the part that everyone is kind of zeroing in on. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I saw a lot of people getting a little bit worried about that. I don't think that's going to pertain to any first-party games. Like, I really think that's reserved for games like Nintendo Labo. You know what I'm saying? And sort of these very niche, more quirky games on the Switch that required some sort of external device, right? Like the Nintendo's, like the exercise games where you have to use additional stuff. I don't know. Labo's the first thing that comes to mind for me, where I think that's kind of what they're saying. Games like that won't be compatible. But, or perhaps there's even some third-party games that aren't properly optimized. But I do think when it comes to all the games on the Switch that you love, your Zeldas, your Marios, your Smash Brothers, all that's going to be backwards compatible. I don't think it's anything to worry about. Let's see. I think that's the Switch kind of, the trailer, yeah, this is direct on April 2nd, which I might take that day off from work and just be live the whole day because I've got a feeling they'll give us plenty to talk about. Yeah, let's bring it back here. Let's bring it back here. Excuse me. Ooh, baby. And thank you for that hype train this morning, by the way, guys. Over on Twitch. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Okay. So, man, this is a risky move. This is a risky move. And I'll tell you why. I'm singing the Switch 2's praises right now, by the way. I do want to get into some of my criticisms, but I am more excited for this than I'm not, so I'm just trying to lead with that foot. Anyway, when it comes to... How do I put this? The last time Nintendo went backwards compatible, it did not work out for them. Okay, the last time they went backwards compatible, it did not work out for them. That was the Wii U. Probably the biggest console failure in the company's history. Because the Wii, and this is actually what kind of scares me, is like there's a lot of things sort of lining up here that were similar to the last time this company flopped. So the Wii was this commercial sensation. It pleased the diehards, although I wasn't too fond of the Wii, if I'm being honest, but it pleased a lot of the diehards, and it engaged casuals in a way the whole video game industry never engaged casuals before, which led to the Wii being Nintendo's best-selling console of all time until the Switch. But at the time, resounding success. And then they make the Wii U, which has updated specs, better graphics, and backwards compatible with the Wii. The thing is, there were so many people who they already had their Wii, and a lot of that casual audience was like, why do I need a Wii U? I still have my Wii. I can play all my Wii games. You know, for someone who casually bought the Wii to play Wii Sports, a Wii U just didn't appeal. They have to avoid that this time. Because listen, diehards are going to die hard, right? I bought a Wii and I bought a Wii U, and I actually liked my Wii U better. I bought a Switch. I'm buying a Switch too. What they need to be concerned about is tapping into the casual market. So let's talk about some of the things about this whole announcement / trailer that, here, let me put this on mute while I chat. And you know what? Let's put a little bit of music on. Let's put a little bit of music on while we chat. Okay. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about... One sec. I'm going to set a little bit of a vibe here. Okay. So, here's what I'll say. And maybe you disagree with me out there. I know we got some people tuning in today. Folsey's here. What up? If you disagree with me, I want you to speak up. Can I be clear about that? Whether you're watching live with us or you watch this back, If you disagree with me, I want you to speak up. Because here's what I'm going to say. I felt like the announcement yesterday was completely dwarfed and, how do I put it? I feel like the excitement behind this announcement was incredibly suppressed because of all the leaks, right? Right? What's up, Vay Victos? Good to see you here. But because of all the leaks, we knew this announcement was coming. Because of all the leaks, nothing was announced yesterday that surprised anyone, right? And here's the thing, man, is I don't seek these leaks out, right? I see people making YouTube videos on them. I don't click. But still the leaks find me. And that's okay, right? That's my fault for prowling around the internet as much as I do. But the fact of the matter is, everything that was announced yesterday, if you've been following it, or even if you're in these spaces, you already knew about this. You knew it was going to be backwards compatible. You knew there were going to be magnetic Joy-Cons. You knew it was going to be a bigger screen. Because of that, and we knew it was going to be announced yesterday. We all knew it was coming on January 16th, right? So because of that, I felt like when watching this yesterday, even though it made me happy and I'm excited for this console, there was nothing in this announcement that felt like an announcement, right? Even without those leaks, we knew Nintendo was working on a Switch 2. You know, there was nothing, and this is why I always caution against people who kind of really go in on leakers or choose to share what leakers are saying and stuff. It's like, I don't know, man. I remember when the first Switch got announced, I had no idea it was coming. The most I had a buddy who worked at a local GameStop. I call him a buddy, but I only saw him at GameStop. He was just very nice to me whenever I walked in. And all I knew is he was like, man, all I could tell you is Nintendo's mixing it up. That's all I knew going in. And then when the Switch 1 was announced, it was like, this is insane. I couldn't even fathom something like this. But anyway, let's bring it back to this. What's going on, Larkscene Simp? Cool, the stick drift too. We talked about it a little earlier, Larkscene Simp. I think there's some things on the design here designed to keep Joy-Con drift from happening. But anyway, getting back to the leaks of it all, man, it's like, I don't know. I'll always be here to say that I don't think leaks are a good thing. I don't think they help. I think they make announcements like yesterday's announcement feel dry, for lack of a better term. And I think it steals a lot of people's excitement for these sort of things, right? If nobody knew this was coming yesterday and this shadow dropped on us, I think the excitement would have been overload. But I think because so many of us knew this was coming, knew what it entailed, knew what these specs were going to be, it was just kind of a shrug. To the point now, when I think about the Switch 2, all I care about is the software, right? That's all I care to know about because I feel like I already have a hold on what this hardware is going to be. So I just wanted to maybe say that. You know, I think discussing the Switch 2 and making predictions and guesses and hypotheses and stuff like that is one thing, but to outright leak the information, like you know you have the information, you know it's true, and you leak it out, I don't know, man. I think announcements like this would fare better without that. Don't underestimate my ability to break shit. I will not, Larkscene Simp. I will not. Nor will I underestimate mine. True, they seem to be like, well, you all already know it's here, so here it is. That's the exact vibe I got, Falsey. Yesterday's announcement felt like, all right, you guys know this exists. Here it is. It very much felt like that. Okay, this is on loop. Good. I want to keep that going. And Lance, thanks for doing that shout out. I assume someone or a couple people at Nintendo told some people who told people. Yeah, I mean, that's how these things always go, right? Human beings can't keep their mouths shut. I'm not any different. That's why I have these shows. But getting back to it, that's just my point on that. Because here's what I'm going to say, guys. Did I like yesterday's announcement? Yes. Does yesterday's announcement excite me? Yes. Is the Nintendo Switch 2 a good thing? Seemingly, yes. But yesterday's announcement was not a good announcement. That's just my opinion. I don't think yesterday's announcement was a good announcement. And it's sort of for the reasons I'm going into here, where it's like, there's honestly, truthfully, in my opinion, nothing in this announcement to actually be excited about. And again, I like the announcement. I'm excited for the Switch 2. Probably a day one buyer, okay? Not hating, okay? I even hold Nintendo stock. I'm not hating, okay? But there's nothing in this announcement to get people really up and excited. Yes, the Switch is bigger, but for a handheld, that's not always a good thing. I know there are some people who prefer a smaller Switch or the size of their Switch. But again, this announcement didn't come with anything that would get us up and going. I know that we're going to have a Nintendo Direct on April 2nd, which will show us all the games coming out, and that'll be the day we all lose our minds and go crazy. But we have 3 months, basically, sitting on this announcement of everything we already knew. For the most part, even without the leaks, right? Even without the leaks, a lot of us could have surmised what this system was going to be at the end of the day. So because of that, I don't really feel like yesterday's announcement was very good. Because here's the thing, guys. If you're watching the show, you're a sicko, bro. You're a sicko if you're watching the show. Scott Cass says, could have done this announcement a week before the device came out. Yeah, like Scott's saying, is like, you could have saved this for March, or at least right before the showcase of games in April comes out, right, Scott? It could have waited. The Hearts Divergence is here. By the way, guys, big shout out to the Hearts Divergence, one of the best Kingdom Hearts creators out there right now. Please make sure you follow him. What's going on? Dude says, agreed. I didn't even watch the trailer because it felt pointless. Yeah, it felt very matter-of-fact. Like they were just, everything we already knew was just kind of being shown to us. But here's the thing, guys. So if you watch this, no price yet, Larkscene Sim. I'm going to guess $400, by the way. It's going to be my guess. Here's the thing. If you're watching this show, you're watching my channel, you hang out on YouTube or Twitch or Twitter and all these spaces, you're a sicko, right? You're a little bit beyond just a casual gamer. Casual gamers don't watch my fucking show because it would bore the hell out of them because they're casual, and that's okay. Here's the thing. Nintendo thrives when they appeal to the casual market. Whether you're looking at the Wii or the Switch, they thrive when they appeal to the casual market. Systems like GameCube, which is like my favorite Nintendo system ever, was pretty much a failure at Nintendo because it appealed to diehards. Nintendo, not that they can't appeal to diehards, the Switch is a great example of them doing that, but they also, if they want to maintain success, they have to appeal to a casual audience. If I'm a casual gamer, this looks lame. Okay, look, doesn't look lame to me. I think it looks great. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my hands on it. But I'm trying to look at this through the eyes of a casual gamer. This seems like a letdown to me. If you're casual, right? Because if you're a casual gamer, you don't know about the specs, right? Okay, you don't know, like PS3, PS4 Pro specs, these things don't mean anything to you, right? If I say to you right now, hey, the Switch 2 is going to have PS4 Pro level specs, that's going to get you excited. If I say that to the average gamer out there, they're not even going to know what that means. Then you know what I'm saying? So through the eyes of somebody who maybe more casually engages with this industry, right, an audience that Nintendo depends on, this is boring. And you see it with some of the more mainstream outlets that don't really focus on gaming alone. They don't know what to make of it. Because all they see, a casual gamer, all they see is a slightly bigger Switch. Right? Even when you look at that Mario Kart, I can see that the graphics look better, the colors have a better saturation, the lights are brighter, but a casual is going to look at that and see the same Mario Kart that they see on their Switch. You know, I feel like if they wanted to, you had to show off something third-party here. Right? We all know the rumors that Final Fantasy VII Remake will be ready for the Switch 2 at launch, or close to it. If in this announcement, you showed like a 60 frame per second FF7 remake, that's something that could have gotten the message across. But the message doesn't get across here. So if you're not a sicko looking into all these things, FPS matters to you, you know about the PS4 Pro specs, all you see is a slightly bigger Switch. That's not going to appease the average gamer, the casual gamer. Now look, this can easily be rectified on April 2nd. All they got to do is announce a new Mario, I don't even think a new Mario Kart would do it. Truthfully, a new Animal Crossing would achieve it, no problem. If they have a new Animal Crossing ready to go day one, they've completely tapped into the casual market. Now, personally, I think it's going to happen. Because if you look, Animal Crossing New Horizons was one of the biggest games that company has ever put out. It did Pokemon numbers, guys. It did Pokemon and Mario numbers. Huge. You would think a game like that would continue to get support with its huge player base, taps into the casual market, was a sensation just a few years ago. But after that first DLC, the devs dropped the game. Even though they had a huge player base, the DLC sold really well, and again, the game is a sensation. But the developers stopped updating it. I think it's because they went to work on the next game. And I think you're gonna see Animal Crossing on the Switch 2, if not at launch, very early. Because again, if I'm Nintendo, your company lives and breathes on the casual market. That's why the Wii was a success. That's why the Switch was a success. Now the Switch 2, in theory, appeals more to us. People who want better specs. I want to be able to play FF7 Remake like handheld. I think there are two things that this console's going to live and die by. One, it's going to be casual. Can they tap into the casual market? I don't think a new Mario Kart will be enough. I think most people will be more than happy to just keep playing the Mario Kart on Switch. Seriously. I don't think a Smash port to the Switch 2 is going to do it. I don't even think a new 3D Mario would do it. But if they want to escape that trend of their backwards compatible systems not selling up to expectations, you have to create FOMO, fear of missing out. And if you put a new Animal Crossing on this Switch at launch, the casual market will show up in droves. Now there's another franchise that can achieve this as well. Pokemon. If they have a Pokemon ready at launch, and not a Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, something that Game Freak makes on the side because they think the Switch is going to fail. No. If Pokemon Legends is ready day one, that's another move that could rectify this. Because that's the big fear I see here, right? Diehards like all of us here, we're already interested in it. But they have to tap into that casual market. I think Pokemon and Animal Crossing are the only way they could do it. Star Latte is here, the Lady of the Lodge, says Animal Crossing would do it. Animal Crossing would do it. No question. It's a console seller. Animal Crossing is a console seller. A new 3D Mario would really drive Switch 2? I think it would. I don't think it would do the numbers they need. Even though people are longing for a new 3D Mario, the kinds of people that bought the Switch for Animal Crossing, right? Or bought the Wii for Wii Sports, they won't show up for a new 3D Mario. You have to tap into them another way. That's my opinion. Scott Cass says, also looks like with the bigger screen and better stand that they may have some streaming component. Yeah, that's okay. You know, Scott, I'm glad you brought that up. I think because here's the thing, right? This console needs to differentiate itself from the Switch if it wants to be a big success. I don't think the Switch 2 is going to sell as much as the Switch 1. That is such a tall order that I don't think they can fulfill. But there is one thing in particular this console can do to elevate it above any other Nintendo console that's ever existed. Online functionality. For the love of God, can we please have some 21st century online functionality with a Nintendo console? Please. I'm begging at this point. So what do I mean by that? You know what could really excite me for the Switch 2? You know what could really make me want to buy this day one? If I can play games like Marvel Rivals on my Switch. Right? Me and all my friends, we can get on, play online. Seamless. Now, I know the Switch lets you play online. Things like Animal Crossing, Mario Party, Mario Kart. But as far as, an order to fill and online functionality, those are pretty simple. What I would like to see is that online functionality taken to the next level, where again, competitive shooters like Marvel Rivals can be played on the Nintendo Switch, or games like Final Fantasy XIV and other MMOs like it can come to the Switch. And now I can play Final Fantasy XIV on my handheld console. That would make me go insane, guys. You know how much I love 14. If you're telling me I can take Final Fantasy XIV with me in any room in my house, to the airport, vacations, Like, business trips, I can now take a portable FF14 with me. Man, that would make me go crazy. That would make me go crazy. Same with Marvel Rivals. Same with anything else like that. If the online functionality of the Switch, right? Communications between friends. I'm friends with people on Switch. It's not really a lot for me to do, right? I know Nintendo has the smartphone app, but I should be able to get into a voice chat simply through the Switch's interface, right? I can't just I don't want to open up my phone and make a phone call with extra steps, right? It's already a phone. You don't need to set up an app for voice chat. It's a phone. Has voice chat built in since 2002. Anyway. If the online functionality, both in game performance, so that competitive games like Marvel Rivals and online MMOs like FF14 can be played, that elevates this to a whole new level. A whole new level. If games like Smash, if you can give Super Smash Brothers rollback netcode, this elevates everything. Everything. You create rollback netcode, okay? All the Smash fans are buying the Switch 2. No question. I wish Treehouse was here. He'd be able to confirm. Folsey says, no, we can't have good ideas. Can't have good ideas. Of course not. Custom themes, says Zero. Zero's right. Custom themes as well. Ways to personalize your Switch. So yeah, there we go. If you can personalize your Switch, and if the online functionality allows for games like Marvel Rivals or FF14 to come to the console, that's something that can absolutely send an eruption through the industry. Okay. We are 35 minutes in. We got about 10 minutes left. Let me see a little something. Oh yeah, this I wanted to talk about. Where is it? Okay, guys. Let me blow this up. Okay. So I love Donkey Kong. But it is because I love Donkey Kong that I'm gonna say this sucks. Nintendo, don't do this. Scott, enjoy your flight, man. Thanks for chilling. We appreciate it. I'll read your last message here. I only have Pokemon on my Switch, so as a casual, I'd be buying Switch 2 with a new Pokemon 100%. Scott, there you go. That's exactly what I was trying to get at before. New Pokemon, you tap into those casuals. That's what they have to do at launch. He has been cranking the weights. Yeah, no, it's definitely bulking season for DK. But it's so ugly, man. And look. Some people have accused me of being hyperbolic. Some people have accused me of being a Hollywood hater. But this is the very thing I fear. This is the very thing that I warn against. Hollywood's Donkey Kong design has now infiltrated into the games. Donkey Kong has been around for almost 40 freaking years. Maybe it has been 40, right? I actually think it has. Okay? And his design has changed a lot over time, right? So the fact that his design got a change is not the problem, right? Donkey Kong's got plenty of different design updates over time. But the fact that we reverted to or defaulted to the Hollywood design? No, man. Like, I understand why he looks that way in the movie to be consistent with the aesthetic, but this just looks so out of place. The Donkey Kong on the left is such a better design than the one on the right. And this is why, like, I liked the Mario movie, I like the Sonic movies, but this is the kind of stuff that worries me. That now an inferior Donkey Kong design is being put in the game because this is going to advertise the movies. Because more Mario movies are coming. Bottom line, more Mario movies are coming. And by putting this DK in there, they're in a sense advertising the movies. Because when we look at that Donkey Kong, we're going to think of the Mario movie right away, as opposed to all the other characters whose designs are a little bit more consistent. When we see this Donkey Kong, we're going to think of the movies. I hate it. Thanks, I hate it. That's all I'm going to say. I hate it, and I hope Nintendo doesn't do this. Now I don't want a Zelda movie. That's what I'm saying. This kills any hype I would have for more of these franchises getting movies. Now I don't want Zelda to get a movie, because God forbid they make some new, I don't know, they make some new Link design or Zelda design or Ganon design, and that makes its way into the games, and it's just inferior to what the Japanese can design, and now it's forced to be in there. Don't want it. I don't want it. Thanks. I hate it. Don't want it. Please put Donkey Kong back the way he was. Please put Donkey Kong back the way he was. Zelda movie scares me. It scares me too. I don't know how they're going to do it. But, look. I don't know what else to say. Why do his eyes look so sunken in? It's just not a good design. It's not a good design, and frankly, I really liked the Mario movie. Donkey Kong was my least favorite part. I really liked the Mario movie. It was fun. Good time. Donkey Kong was the worst part of the movie. There's a whole book of notes on that one, I'm sure. But now I gotta look at Seth Rogen Donkey Kong. Whenever I don't do this in Mario Party. You know what I'm saying? Don't do this in Smash Brothers. I never saw the Mario movie, so it's my first time seeing this design. Yeah, because nobody was like, bro, the DK movie design's so cool. No, people pretended it didn't happen, right? Like, I forgot that this design existed until I saw it again. All right. I mean, I kind of said what I needed to say on that. Please put it back, Nintendo. Don't make him look like this in Mario Party. Don't make him look like this in Smash Brothers. I don't want to see Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong, all over my Japanese game. All right? I don't... All right. I think I've said enough. Let's take a swig of water. All in all, the Switch 2 is very exciting. All in all, I think everything going on with the Switch 2 is very exciting. There are a few drawbacks, right? There are a few drawbacks. That announcement felt very matter-of-fact. Like, again, somebody in the chat earlier was like, it really felt like it was like, well, you know this exists. Here it is. Leave us alone. We'll see you in the spring. That's kind of what it felt like. But yeah, all in all, it's exciting. But its excitement will only go as far as the game announcements take it. On April 2nd, we're all going to find out just how excited we should be for this console. I have to yawn. Give me a second. I'm going to need another cup of coffee. Anyway, we'll find out on April 2nd how excited we should be. Because I think the release date, if I'm going to predict, release date will be holiday. Price will be $400. And on April 2nd, we're going to find out just how exciting of a release lineup we have. Because at the end of the day, this is the thing. That was the Switch's big drawback. Because in the beginning, it didn't have much of a library. I think they can fix that with the Switch too, and get the system off to a, man, I'm getting killed here. Get the system off to a quick start. All right. With that said, we're going to wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen. Anybody we know streaming on Twitch that we could raid? No. All right. So check it out. We're going to stream some Marvel Rivals tonight. So be ready for that. We'll probably go live around 5:30 Eastern time. We'll stream some Marvel Rivals. No podcast until the rebrand is done. I'm hoping the rebrand will be done within the next 3 or 4 days, and then I can do an announcement stream sometime next week. That's what I'm hoping for. Keep your fingers crossed. A lot of cool things in the works. We got some Kingdom Hearts to talk, some FF7 to talk, but we'll wait for our rebrand before we do that. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. I had an absolutely amazing time. Glad to bring Morning Quest back. Glad to talk about some of these things. Morning Quest and gaming streams will keep going, and you can expect the Landy Lodge podcast to come back next weekend. That said, we're going to wrap up here for today. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. Y'all are the best. Thank you for that hype train earlier in the stream. So Lands the Master and SL White coming through on that. You guys are all the best. Luz says, oh, a new podcast the next few days and an announcement stream. Oh, not a new podcast the next few days. Next week. The announcement stream in the next few days will show off our new logo, our new streaming assets, and things like that. New color scheme. A lot of that is coming. And then we're going to go right into a Kingdom Hearts 2025 podcast. And then FF7 First Soldier. Okay, enough of my yapping. I'll see you guys tonight for some Marvel Rivals. And I'll see you next week when we announce our new look.